Good morning to everybody. In the previous class, we discussed the short story Mrs. Datta Writes a Letter. It is written by what we call Chitra Divakaruni. Okay, she was NRI, non-resident of India. So she know the plights of women who migrated from India to America. What kind of we call conflicts or cultural differences they found in America, how they were unable to adjust themselves to that culture, okay, how they long for their mother country, okay, all these things we have in this short story. We discussed introduction, plot, as well as major themes also, American culture versus Indian culture, the relations among family members, all these things we discussed. Now we'll discuss the style of the short story. Yes, what kind of style we have in this short story? Its setting as well. All these things we'll discuss today. Yes. Yeah. What is the style of the short story? Look at it. First, we'll discuss its setting. The setting is extremely important in this story. The differences between Indian life in India and Indian life in America are profound. Mrs. Datta, Sagar, and Shaimoli were all born in India, but Sagar and Shaimoli have assimilated American culture, whereas Mrs. Datta still follows traditional Indian customs. Mrs. Datta notices this on many occasions. For example, unlike what we call Indian woman, Shaimoli expresses her frustration often. Okay, she expresses her frustration like Americans actually. Mrs. Datta did not remember that the Indian Shaimoli, the docile bride, pursued her lips in quite this way to let out a breath, once patient and exasperated. Also, Shaimoli gives Mrs. Datta instructions that contradict their mutual Hindu religion. Look at this one. All these are the clash between cultures. Okay. For example, Shaimoli asks Mrs. Datta to have food that has not been eaten. But surely Shaimoli, a girl from a good Hindu family, doesn't expect to put contaminated jutha things with the rest of the food. However, Shaimoli, who has become as American as her surroundings, does expect Mrs. Datta to go against her habits and religious beliefs. In the end, Mrs. Datta cannot do this and chooses to return to India. This is the main story. Then we have flashback technique here. In this short story, we have what we call narration is very different. What we call what is going on. Then it moves back to what was happening. The present action in the story consists of a number of events that take place during 2 days of Mrs. Datta's stay with her son's family in America. However, this is only half of the story. The other half consists of flashbacks, each of which helps to give the reader more information about a specific aspect of Indian culture, while illustrating the conflict between Indian and American culture. For example, while Mrs. Datta is getting ready in the bathroom on the second morning, she hears Mrinalini complaining that Mrs. Datta has been in the bathroom too long, which Mrs. Datta thinks is disrespectful. She hopes that Shrimoli will not be too harsh with the girl, and then remembers back to all the times she had to punish Sagar. Whenever she lifted her hand to him, her heart was pierced through and through. See his mother's duty. When narrator returned to the present, Shaibo does not punish Mrinalini, further illustrating the difference between the two cultures. In several cases, the flashbacks are more recent and takes place after Mrs. Datta has already arrived at her son's house. For example, when Mrs. Datta is hand washing her clothes in secret because she is afraid of the American washing machine, she remembers back to the day that she asked Sagar to hang up a clothes line for her so she could wash her own clothes. Shaimoli objected, saying that people do not do that in their neighborhood and told Zaka to just store her dirty clothes in a hamper in her room until the end of the week. When the family does this, Mrs. Datta agreed reluctantly. She knew she should not store unclean clothes in the same room where she kept the pictures of the gods. That would bring bad luck. Now we look at the imagery. What kind of imagery we have in this sad story? The story also juxtaposes many contrasting images that further help to underscore the conflict between Indian and American cultures. For example, in America, Mrs. Datta uses her metal tongue cleaner, but does not like the minty toothpaste that Sagar's family uses, since it does not leave her mouth feeling as clean as does the bittersweet neem stick she has been using all her life. Other contrasting images include food. When Mrs. Datta prepares a traditional Indian meal, it is an involved process. With practiced fingers, she throws an assortment of spices into the blender: coriander, cumin, cloves, black pepper, a few red chili for vigor. No stale bottled curry powder for her. The exotic images contrast sharply with the bullets from the freezer that Mrs. Datta knows her grandson would rather eat. Also, when Mrs. Datta looks at the window of her son's house, where one can stare for hours and not see one living soul, he offers some images of what life was like in India. She remembers vegetable vendors with enormous wicker baskets balanced on their heads, peasants women with colorful tattoos on their arms, and even animals, such as the cows that planted themselves majestically in the center of the road, ignoring honking drivers. Now we look at the historical structure of the short story. The story was written and takes place in the late 1990s. As a result, the historical context of India in the story is very similar to its current context. In the story, Divakuni demonstrates the various cultural conflicts faced by Indians who have immigrated to America. But Indians faced similar conflicts in their native land in the late 1990s, which they still face today.